circle.
He won his first PGA Tour event. This evening, the pride of Wichita, Kansas wins his second, coming out on top in the 2019 Travelers Championship. Complete coverage from Cromwell right now on Sports Sunday.
Live from WFSB, Elliot Polikoff with Sports Sunday.
Welcome to Sports Sunday. I'm Elliot Polikoff. We've got the Connecticut Sun, a whole lot of Major League Baseball to get to as well, but you already know what we're starting this show off with. Arguably the biggest day of the year in Connecticut sports, definitely the biggest one of the summer, the final round of the Travelers Championship in Cromwell. Over the years, we've had some big names win this tournament. Bubba Watson, Jordan Spieth, Phil Mickelson. Today, a new golfer, Chez Reavie, adding his name to that list. Reavie entered the final round with a 6-stroke lead, but if there's a PGA tournament where that lead is not safe, it's the Travelers. Just last year, Bubba Watson came back from 6 strokes down to beat Paul Casey. His bogey on the 8th for Reavie put him at -16. Fast forward to the 15th hole, Keegan Bradley started the day at -10. Now he's at -15 after that birdie. Just 1 stroke behind Chez heading into the final 3 holes. Zach Sucher, the leader after Friday, fell a little bit off the pace over the weekend, but what a way to wrap up his tournament with a chip in on 18. He finished at -13. Back to Bradley on the 17th, still 1 stroke behind Reavie, but this is not what he was hoping for on the tee shot. Hits it to the left of the fairway into the bunker, and Bradley ended up with a double bogey on 17 to drop to -13. And after fighting all the way back to make things interesting, that pretty much ends the Vermont natives' comeback chances. And if the double bogey didn't do the job, this did. Reavie on the 17th hole for birdie. And after struggling with his putting all day long, his putt curves right on in. Reavie moves to -17. From there, being up 4 strokes, the 18th, just a formality. Reavie with a short putt for par and the title, and he drains it. A final round, 69, not going to be too memorable, but Reavie did the work in the early rounds to ensure it was enough. So here is the leaderboard when all is said and done. Reavie with that -17 is the winner. Keegan Bradley and Zach Sucher tied for second at -13. Vaughn Taylor kind of came out of nowhere to finish all alone in 4th at -12. And Paul Casey, one of 3 golfers who ended up finishing in 5th at -11. Joe Zone joins us now live to take a deeper look at how the final 18 holes played out at TPC River Highlands.
Joe Zone, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Joe. Another year, another exciting Travelers Championship. Shifting gears to baseball, where the Yankees, they have been red hot. 8 straight wins entering their series finale against the Astros. They've been getting it done both at the plate and on the mound. But from the get-go today, things did not go right for the Bronx Bombers. Jose Altuve leading off for Houston, taking J.A. Happ to deep left field for the solo shot. 1-0 Astros. That was the score in the 3rd. Houston looking for more runs, and they get another. Courtesy of the Michael Brantley base hit up the middle. Altuve scores 2-0 Astros. Top of the 4th inning. Bases loaded for Houston, and this will blow things open real quickly. Tyler White grand slam to right just like that. It's 6-0 Houston. And I'm sure Yankees fans have had enough of these highlights at this point. 5th inning, I'm sorry, Yankees fans. Yordan Alvarez with the moonshot, 8-0 Houston. That was the 3rd homer given up by J.A. Happ on the day. Luis Cessa comes in, and things don't get any better. But here we go. Finally, a positive note for New York in the 5th. DJ LeMahieu, the 3-run bomb, makes it 26 straight games the Pinstripes have gone yard. That is a new Yankees record, but New York's winning streak comes to an end with a 9-4 loss at Yankee Stadium. Boston with a chance to make up ground in the division after the Yankees lost, taking on the Blue Jays. Toronto up 1-0 in the 3rd. One on for Cavan Biggio, and he drives one off the bottom of the wall in center. Lourdes Gurriel comes home on the RBI double, and it's 2-0 Toronto. 3-0 Blue Jays in the 6th. Danny Jansen smoking one through the left side off Rick Porcello. 2 more runs come in. It's 5-0 Blue Jays lead. And on the mound, Marcus Stroman. He was dealing for the Jays. I figured I showed all those highlights Yankees fans didn't want to see. It's only fair I do the same for Boston fans. Stroman went 6 innings, gave up no earned runs. Eric Sogard puts this one to bed with a solo shot to right. Toronto gets the win at Fenway, 6-1 Sox back at home the next 5 games starting tomorrow night against the White Sox. How about the Mets? They were closing out a series at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. Mets rookie Pete Alonso continuing to just have a monster season. This solo shot off of Cole Hamels, his 27th long ball of the season, and that breaks Darryl Strawberry's Mets rookie record, and it's only June 23rd. Tomas Nido giving the Mets the lead in the 5th with another bomb to center, but Mets fans, stop me if you've heard this one before. The bullpen runs into some trouble. One-run game in the 8th, not anymore. Javier Baez taking Seth Lugo to deep right, and just like that, it's 5-3 Cubbies. And a strong outing by Jacob deGrom ends up getting wasted. The Mets fall 5-3. They'll head to Philadelphia tomorrow for the start of a 4-game set against the Phillies. And here in Connecticut, the Yard Goats dropped their series finale to Altoona 6-1. They will now hit the road for a 7-game road trip starting tomorrow at Bowie. And the New Britain Bees get the shutout win at home, beating Sugar Land 2-0. More good news for David Ortiz over the weekend, as he is now out of intensive care 2 weeks after he was shot and wounded in his native Dominican Republic. In a statement, his wife says he remains in good condition and continues to recover at a Boston hospital. So far, 11 people have been arrested in connection with the shooting. Hopefully, Big Papi is back to being fully healthy real soon. Still a lot more to come on this edition of Sports Sunday. Up next, today brought more than just the final round of the Travelers Championship in Cromwell. We're going to take a look at a very special 18-hole stroll and the great cause it supports. And then the Connecticut Sun looking to continue their winning ways as they played in the Windy City against the Sky. All that and a whole lot more when Sports Sunday rolls on right after the break. One final look at the leaderboard from the Travelers Championship. Ches Reavie, once again, he is your champion, finishing at -17. Keegan Bradley and Zach Sucher tied for second at -13. Vaughn Taylor in fourth at -12. And Paul Casey, Kevin Tway, and Joaquin Neiman all finishing tied for fifth at -11. Welcome back to Sports Sunday on Channel 3. I'm Elliot Polikoff. Hundreds gathered today for the 10th annual Lustgarten 18-hole stroll. The funds raised, they go toward advancing research aimed at early detection methods and better treatments. Channel 3's Carolina Cruz spoke with one family impacted by the disease.
Carolina Cruz, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Carolina. Obviously, golf the main event this week here in the Nutmeg State, but now that the Travelers is in the books, that honor has shifted to the Connecticut Sun. And if you haven't been paying attention, these ladies are dominating the WNBA. A league best 9-1 heading into this evening's matchup against the Chicago Sky. The two teams tied at 27 heading into the second quarter. 4 minutes later, the Sun still sitting at 27. Courtney Williams stopping the bleeding with a nice runner in the lane, but the Sun down double digits, and Chicago was firing on all cylinders tonight. Former UConn Husky Stephanie Dolson with a jumper just inside the three-point line. She had 12 points on the evening. This play kind of summed up how things went for the Sun tonight. Trying to score before the half, instead they turn it over, and the Sky beat the buzzer. Chicago up 21 at the break. Never really got much closer than that. Morgan Tuck, another former Husky, with the bucket inside for the Sun, but definitely too little too late for Connecticut. But how about another former UConn Husky, Gabby Williams, with a bucket inside the Sky? They win big 93-75. The Sun now head to Dallas to take on the Wings on Wednesday. The Toyota Save Mart 350 taking place out in Northern California. William Byron won the first stage for his first stage victory of the season. The second stage went to Denny Hamlin. Fast forward to 14 laps to go in the race. Martin Truex Jr. trying to hold off Kyle Busch. The two Joe Gibbs Racing teammates far and away ahead of the rest of the field. And in the end, it's Truex Jr. who wins for the second straight year at Sonoma. Next up in the NASCAR Cup Series is the Camping World 400 at Chicagoland Speedway next Sunday. And that'll do it for this edition of Sports Sunday. Got to give a shout out to our producer, Mark Vigilkowski, our director, Kyle Buchanan, and the entire rest of the crew. There could be some potential big news on the horizon this week for UConn in terms of going from the American to the Big East. Keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, here's one last look at this year's Travelers Championship for Carolina and Joe. I'm Elliot Polikoff. Have a great week, everyone.